Today I'm going to share my midsummer homeschool haul. As we approach the new school year, I get excited about trying out a few little supplemental things, books, games, and things like that. So if you're interested in what I've found to add into our upcoming school year, stick around. So I've been really interested in beefing up our math curriculum. This coming year, we're going to be using Matthew C and a little bit of supplementing Beauty and Truth, a Charlotte Mason math. But I found that in general, there isn't a lot of just drilling and reviewing to make sure that my kids just have their math facts down like instantly. That's really my goal in their math facts, that they don't have to think about it. They just know their facts at an instant. And so these are some of the things that I have picked up for this coming homeschool year to help solidify some of those math facts. The first one is a math game. I'll just put a little closer to the screen. It's called Adsumudi, a monstrously fun game of creating mental math. And we have already tried this out and it really is a blast. You can do this for really any age, probably beginning near the ending of grade 1 because they've got to start learning their addition and even maybe some subtraction facts, up to as far as you want to go, to infinity. And the reason I say this is how this game works. Let me show it to you. So you have a series of these cards. There's two sides to them, and they're just numbers. And all you have to do is you'll put the card out, and whoever can come up with a solution the fastest is the winner. So what you have to do is you have this number in the middle, and you have to find a way to come up with this number using the outer numbers. So for a beginner student, they might just have to use two numbers. So 6 plus 8 equals 2. For me or for an older student, you might have to say you've got to use 3 numbers or 4 numbers, and you decide how many numbers you have to do it in. And whoever is the fastest gets to keep the card, and then whoever has more cards at the end wins. So there's a lot of different variety of ways that you can do this. For example, let's see here. You might say 16 minus 6 minus 2 would be 8. So something like that. You could do that, and you can use multiplication, division, adding and subtracting, or whatever you'd like to do. Maybe you will even put in some square roots or things like that. But that is a super fun game. The next thing I picked up, it's not a game, it's sort of, I guess these would be considered manipulatives. This is a fractions manipulative, and even though my daughter is doing really well with fractions, I got it for her just to kind of practice, but I'll also use it in the future for my oldest daughter. I got this from Amazon. It just says magnetic fractions, circles, and tiles. And let me just show you what that looks like on the inside. So you can see here, it's gotten a little messed up because we have used it already, but you can put together pie shapes. You can put together long kind of sticks and put together different fractions. And then they have, oops, dropping it all. Then they have these cards that you could use, and you have to try to figure out these different questions that they're giving you. How can you come up with 3/8? And you have to show and demonstrate that. But that's just a fun manipulative that you can use in addition to the ones that we have with Matthew C. And all the pieces are magnetic, so they can stick together, or you could put it on a fridge or a magnet board, but they're all magnetic. The next one I got is another math game called Shut the Box. This one has been around for a long time. It's a lot of fun. It's almost like the Adsumudi game, where you're trying to find a way to come up with different numbers with rolling dice, and then trying to come up with different ways to make those combinations. And whoever can shut their boxes the fastest wins. I'll open it up and show it to you. So this is what the game looks like, and you have a couple of dice. You'll roll the dice, And then, so I've got an 11, and you're gonna figure out how to make 11. Well, 5 and 6. So actually these will all be up to start with. And whoever can shut them all the soonest will win. So I would make 11, let's just say 5 and 6. And you'll get to a point where you can't put any more numbers down. So whoever has the most shut, or the first person to shut it, would be the winner. But this is also a really fun math game. And you can see you can play up to 4 players or in teams. So a few other math things that I got in relation to our math curriculum. I noticed in comparison to Singapore math or primary mathematics, there wasn't as much word problems and math puzzles and things to solve. There are word problems in Math UC, but there wasn't, well, there's maybe actually, I should say maybe 4 or 5 at times per math lesson, which is a good amount, but I found them a bit more simple. And my daughter was used to doing more complicated word problems through Singapore math. So I decided Singapore math, primary mathematics, does put out just their challenging word problems. And this one is the 4th level, I believe. Let's see here. Yes, this is the 4th level that would have gone along with this past year. I didn't want to jump to 5 because we haven't completed the 5th grade of math yet. But this has tons of different word problems and more challenging ways of trying to apply math. And so I decided to pick this up, and I got this just through Amazon as well, but you can also order primary mathematics through many different curriculum companies. And we've already started it. This is not something that I will do on an absolutely regular basis. Just occasionally, maybe once or twice a week, I'll print off a photocopy 1 page and give it to her to supplement her math lesson. In addition to that, my friend, her husband went to the United States, and they were going to be making an order from Beast Academy. She asked me if there was anything that I'd like. So I also picked up some more math puzzle books. One for grade 1, or this is level 1. So I will have to look through it to see if it actually correlates with grade 1, but this will be for my youngest daughter at the point where she's ready to begin these. And then this is level 4 for my oldest daughter again. And Beast Academy is known for having quite challenging math problems. They're really outside of the box thinking. And so even if it's not intended for them to be able to absolutely be able to solve all of these. It's just something to sort of challenge them and apply their math skills at a little bit more of a deeper level. It's intended to be fun and challenging at the same time, and just help them think outside of a typical, more simple math problem where it might something like Pete bought 4 apples and Veronica bought 2, how many apples and all. That is typically the type of beginner word problems that I feel we've been finding. It's applying the math concepts that they're learning, which is great, but these are a bit more challenging, visually having to, look at different dots connecting, like it just really is more conceptual. And I'm excited to try these out. Now, we won't start these this summer. I did start this one this summer, but these ones will start in the fall, and it will just really be maybe once or twice a week, giving them a little extra challenge in addition to the other things that we're doing to supplement math. Okay, and so the other supplemental things are going to be more like family read alouds, and also some additional read alouds for my grade 1 student. We are doing a science with our co-op this coming year, and it's a little bit maybe more advanced for her level. So even though she's doing it right alongside with us, I'm going to get I got a few other little science-y type books to kind of give her some beginner basic science. So some of those are, they are the science, let's read and find out. This one is going to be all about the food chain and the food cycle, who eats what. And they're just basic picture books, but they do have quite detailed things. Let me just show you here. I flip the pages with they do have detailed things, with labels, labeling things, This is not anatomy, but just talking about, what larger predator fish eat, and smaller and things like that, and just the food chain. So it's a bit more, child friendly, but going into a bit more of a scientific aspect of these kinds of things that we see in nature. The other two I picked up, and I'm probably going to pick up a few more, but these are the ones I got for now. This one is What Makes Day and Night. So this is going to talk about how the earth revolves, and why is there a day and why is there a night, and just kind of understanding that while it's day for us, it's night somewhere else, things like that. The other one is Down Comes the Rain. So this is going to be talking about the water cycle. So these are really appropriate for early elementary, and it does talk about the scientific principles of different things like that in a more easy way for them to understand. This is something that we'll be doing along with the alveary, Me on the Map. I hadn't gotten the book yet, so this did arrive, and this is going to be all about map making and understanding maps. That will go along with her geography curriculum. And these also were part of the sort of geography / early science, nature study. This one is Up in the Garden and Down in the Dirt. So I will be using these through the alveary as well. We are, of course, using our own full science curriculum at our co-op, but I am going to pick out a few of the things that the alveary is doing for the grade 1 science, because I do feel that it is a better approach if it's their first time, particularly in grade 1, starting to talk about science. So these are by Karen Mesner, and these are really beautiful books that is storytelling, but you're going to just explore different things in nature and make you sort of stop and look around and see the things around you. There's this one, and then this one is Over and Under the Pond. So the same idea. The other one is Up is in the dirt, and this one is in the water, also by Karen Mesner. This is another sort of nature one that we'll do together as a family. This one is called Fall Walk. And it's written in a sort of a poem-like way, but what it does is it takes you through all the different types of leaves that you might find in your area, giving you the names of the leaves and helping you identify them in color and shape and what color they might turn in the fall particularly. And so they go through all these different leaf shapes to identify them. And then at the end of the book, they have some different leaf activities. So after you collect your leaves, they'll talk about how to press leaves, to leaf rubbings. And there's a tree trivia at the end. This is sort of an additional fall book just to kind of explore and look at leaves. We might draw them in our nature study notebooks, but it just kind of helps us to a fun way with a cute little poem that goes along with looking at all the pictures of leaves. And then I also wanted to go into our art study in a more fun way, accessible way for my younger children. Well, so for my younger daughter, and we will actually be, and I'll talk about it in another video, but we're going to be joining another co-op with children her age. So I picked these books up so that there would be a fun way for us to talk about and look at art of different famous artists. So this one is Katie and the Water Lily Pond. And so of course these are studying Monet's paintings. And it's about her kind of going to art galleries. She goes to an art gallery with her grandmother and how she sort of discovers these paintings. And it's almost like she enters the painting as she learns to look at their different styles and all these kinds of things. And then at the end of that, we will be most likely, trying out our own Monet painting. We also have Van Gogh, so Katie and the Starry Night. So the Starry Night painting, but she'll be studying Van Gogh. And the artwork in the book is they're really beautiful. So it does draw the children to different styles of art, even within the books themselves, the different brush strokes and ways that each artist would paint their paintings. So, and the last one is Katie and the Mona Lisa. So of course it's going to be looking at Leonardo da Vinci and his art. And so these will be, there's a few others that they have from these as well. So if we get through these, we won't be doing them all like just strictly this. I think we're planning on kind of rotating and doing different subjects every week. So these will be some of the ones related to art. And I believe there are other books we'll be using as well. And then I picked up this one. I was interested in this story. I couldn't find a good Joan of Arc book when we did the Middle Ages this past year, but I really did want to still read this. So even though we won't be in the Middle Ages this year, there was some stories that I wanted to read together as a family. So this is the story of Joan of Arc, and it's a bit more accessible, although I was surprised that the pages, so there's some map work in it and stuff like that. But the story, it's quite long. It's a soft covered book, but the story probably will take a few sit downs to read through this book. But it's in quite a lot of detail with nice art inside, pictures. And so we're excited to read this one as well. I have more books coming, they're just not here yet. So when they arrive, I will also record another video to show you the rest of my haul. But that's what I've got for so far. I hope you found some things interesting in there that you might want to pick up yourself, and I thank you so much for watching. Bye.